That's the way I feel about you. Lord, that's the way I feel about you. Oh, that's the way I feel about you. Well, woo. What y'all know about that Bobby Womack? I think what's going on today, y'all need some Bobby Womack in your life. Need some, let's get married today. Need a little Al Green in your life and a little Nita Baker in your life. You know, I got like 6 of her CDs. Which I'm just gonna pick a random song. You don't have to prove to me you're beautiful to me, baby. Every day of my life, on my own. You belong to me. Y'all need some Tracy Chapman in your life. Last night I heard the screaming, loud voices behind the walls. Another sleepless night for me. It won't do no good to call the police. They always come late. Y'all thought I was gonna sing fast car. You got a fast car. I have about 3 or 4 Tracy Chapman CDs too. See, I'm into the music, not into the foolishness. But look, what's up? It's your man Rico. Rico the Opinionist. I'm strolling over to my spot where I love to run. And I just found a spot where I could actually get my jog on. Because for about past 3 months, I haven't been jogging because I usually jog around, hit the concrete and stuff. But I discovered, like, damn, this park that I walk in, it has a very steep hill made out of grass and soil. And when I went to see the orthopedic, who gave me the news of me having developed around my right kneecap, developed around my right kneecap arthritis, beginnings of arthritis around my kneecap. And he gonna ask me, why do you run so much? To stay in shape, mother lover. So I stopped pounding the pavement. And then I can't even do the treadmill or the Stairmaster in the gym. So I'm like, man, I really enjoyed running because it helps to clear my mind, helps the thoughts to flow. And it's good for your body. So last weekend, I just happened to be strolling around in Favorite Park. I like to walk in and realize, and I ran up this hill to escape the water sprinklers. So I was like, damn, that didn't even hurt my knee. And so I discovered I can run up this steep hill about 8 times before I lose all my damn breath. But anyway, I'm going to drop these 2 opinions off to y'all. Y'all please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you. I swear I do. And that Cash App is always active. So y'all fool with me if you're cool with me. But let me say this. I want to start out by saying the Essence Festival. Look. There's so many things that's been said about this year's Essence Festival. I've never gone to the Essence Festival. I remember back in the day when TV1 was popping and they replayed the events of the Essence Festival. I was like, man, look at all those women in there. A lot of them are beautiful too. It's like 2015, 16, 17 or stuff like that. I said, wow, a lot of them look good too. Probably before then, I would always watch the replay of the Essence Festival on TV1. And then I said, well, one of these days I'll check it out. And then I guess one of these days got later and later. But anyway, who cares? Because I understand it's been kind of falling off since they sold it. And that's the point I want to make. I've heard all the complaints, and they're legitimate complaints. You know, they sold it to the Time Warner first, sold it to the white folks. Then they sold it to the Africans, and now the Africans, as particularly she like to refer to a particular group of them as tethers. The owner's from Kenya. Her name is Carolyn Wanga. Her family's from Kenya. But the brother who bought it, he was from Liberia. And so it's just a whole African thing. And at this year's Essence Festival, a lot of Jollof versus Jambalaya kind of nonsense. And a bunch of Afro beats and all that. And the people weren't pleased. Well, you know, Foundational Black Americans, when we start delineating, look up delineate. That means to, like, don't y'all know how I've always said in my old videos, if you ever watch me on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, I always said that black people need to learn how to build a fence around our community, build a fence, oh glory, around our race in this country. See, that's what other people have always done. They've always built a fence of protection, of built a fence of definition of who we are, built a fence of protection. Other groups have always done that, of who they are. We know when it's a Jewish event, Italian event, Hispanic event, Hispanic issue. We know when it's an African. But somehow black Americans, we always included everybody in black, when everybody who's black was including us into their... Oh, y'all. Damn. I'm going to stop right where I'm doing and make this damn video. Hold on. Let me stop right here. See, I'm holding my water, too. It's kind of heavy. So let me do this real quick. So as we continue to move on, shout out to Yvette Cornell with American Descendants of Slaves, or African Descendants of Slaves, or ADOS. Then Tariq She came in with Foundational Black Americans, or FBA. And shout out to both of them. Yeah, that's two of them, but still it's driving home the importance of building a fence around who you are and what your culture is about, and what we've contributed to this American culture, and that is a lot. As foundational black Americans, everybody's always bitten off of us. Never really want to give that credit. You name from rock, soul, blues, gospel, dance moves, fashion, whatever, cool little sayings. Even on TikTok, black folks come up with dances at the top of their heads. And so other groups have had it bad. Other immigrants have had it bad coming over. They go by way of the white way, then they can make their way to us. And they come from other countries that really care for black folks or dark-skinned people. Be it Mexico, be it Honduras, be it, and then parts of Africa, South Africa, where they trip on each other. So, but everybody, regardless of who they are, Chinese, Koreans, all the immigrants, we'll say everybody who wasn't born in America initially, we're the foundational black Americans. And y'all would come with that, now it's the Native American. That's who we are, fool. Our Native Americans don't look like Elizabeth Warren. And so, all those countries, if you go to go to Puerto Rico, even though it's part of America's, the colony, whatever we own, part of what America owns. But all these other countries, they have a lot of colorism going on. So they bring their anti-blackness over here from these countries that they're escaping from to get to America. And so so I said all that to say, when these Africans bought the Essence Festival, well, they just continue with their anti-FBA or foundational black American disdain or dislike for us, and claim that they bring so much culture. If that's the case, how come they haven't built a damn thing? Shout out to Professor Black Truth, by the way. How come they haven't built a damn thing of where they are? Everything that we have, foundational black Americans built in this country. And it's the truth. We built colleges, universities. And we're the ones who came up through slavery, through all of that, through Jim Crow, through slave codes, through all of that, and still building stuff. And other people come up here and act as if they're better than us. And they go back to their countries, they're colonized, just like anybody else. So Essence Festival, attendance was down, a lot of spaces everywhere, and people are upset. So hopefully, if Essence Festival doesn't do any better, maybe foundational black Americans can recreate that, because the Essence Festival was created by 3 or 4 actual black American men. Black men are always doing it, but nobody wants to give us any credit. Then eventually changed the agenda over to women, because they know women do more shopping, and they like all that stuff. So the point is, let's go over to BET. BET was a creation of foundational black Americans, but BET was sold to Viacom, to a white corporation. And y'all see the way BET is going down to the toilet. You know, when Bob Johnson had it, it was a network, a black network that we could be proud of, because our images were on that network were images that we could be proud of. Now it's just trash. The TV shows, y'all keep watching that Tyler Perry nonsense and all that kind of crap on there, and so they sold it, and this is where you have a bunch of debauchery. And then Essence magazine, the same thing. Not the magazine, but the Essence Fest. You know, they taken the essence and the spirit of foundational Black Americans out of it. And my point for bringing that up is all of this and other stuff that we've sold. You know, it's supposed to be owned by us, and we're always talking about ownership. And then you got these smart black folks. Well, you know, you do sell this, you sell it in order for you to move on to bigger things. Well, Bob Johnson sold BET to make him, he got about $1.2 billion for it. And he tried to buy airlines. And all of a sudden, I'd never seen Congress work so fast to block that Negro from owning an airlines. And so he just tucked his tail between his legs, and he moved on into billionaire oblivion. One could say he has enough money to start another network, but that was probably a once-in-a-lifetime kind of deal. Because the rest of these little networks, what's that, Griot and Revolt TV, that's a bunch of nonsense. Puff Daddy, so-called. They got so many partners in there, you don't know who owned the damn thing. Oh, yeah, in Essence Magazine, if y'all looked on my Facebook page, there's a picture of the Simon Group. The Simon Group is made up about 75 Caucasians who also produced it. And then people were upset because they partnered with Target. That also kept a lot of people away. I don't care about that dumbass boycott, but personally. Until we open and own and operate and fully support our own Target, just hush. That shit's stupid. There's a lot of other places that I guess discontinued the DEI programs, but somehow it's only Target that Al Sharpton, Tamika Mallory, and all those wanted to get a hold of. So there's a lot of stuff. It's just a waste. I don't think my Target, they went up on their shirts in the back. I'm like, damn, y'all trying to act like y'all a premium damn store. Y'all getting worse than Dollar Tree. It's supposed to be Dollar Tree. Now stuff is $1.75 and $1.25. Y'all gonna have to change it less than $2. Because Dollar Tree is not it anymore, if you've been there lately. So anyway, the point is, we can't cry and moan when we sell our stuff off and expect the new owners to keep it the way we kept it, to do it the way we had it. It just doesn't make good sense. The complaints are very valid about BET. The complaints are very valid about the Essence Festival. But we're going to put together as foundational Black Americans, 40 million of us, 45 million of us, give $5 a piece. We probably can buy it back. And then take it back to the essence of the Essence Festival. It's in New Orleans. Let's give it back to that New Orleans culture. Let's make it a tribute to who we are, a tribute to who the women are in this country, foundational Black American women. Let's take it back to that. So that's my point about the whole Essence Fest. All the complaints are very valid. They're very true. But until we understand ownership and not selling it as soon as somebody offers you, hey, I know that's your company, that's your magazine, but let me give you $15 million. Dude. Well, no, do we want to own it to keep it going down the line generationally? Or we just trying to get a quick buck off of each other? Because I think if the Essence Festival continues to go where it's going next year, even more people, if nobody decides to buy a ticket for any of those acts, they're going to sell it again. And so foundational Black Americans, or the original 4 black men, if they're still alive around, begin the process of putting together a package so you can buy the Essence Festival and keep it in the foundational Black American family. And I wish we can get a network like BET, but that ship is sailed. They're going to keep it to make sure it never gets into black hands anymore. So, my next opinion really quick before I head out to my spot. Trump and the deportation is going on. It's gotten to of illegal immigrants. I don't understand why people tend to leave out the word illegal. if you are not here, or they want to say undocumented migrants, that's still illegal. Because in every country in the world, do you know that you have to have permission? You have to go through a process in order to be considered a citizen of France, a citizen of Mexico, a citizen of Ecuador. So you do. So how come in America, when someone suggests that you should be properly processed to become an American, you got all these people acting a goddamn fool? I've stayed out of it because I've been listening to a lot of these silly foundational black Americans who are, they're Democrats. So, if the Democrats, silly shit is going to flow out their mouths. We next. Trump going to find a way to get black people. What the fuck we going to get deported to? We're foundational black Americans. We don't need a visa to be here. The birthright citizenship, that was for black people. He said it out loud. But we got all these African-centered scholars, all these smart folks. I thought y'all knew that already. Just because he said it don't mean shit. I don't work like that. So, if you're illegal, just like if you commit a crime anywhere, what you crying about getting busted for? Well, they're separating families. What the fuck you think slavery did in this country? If you in a car, you and your wife and your 3 kids, and you drunk driving, guess who they're going to take to jail? You. So you separated from your family. Then y'all stop playing games with people who have brains. Just stop it. We know this is a Democratic thing. And I know y'all, and if you haven't already, check out the mayors of Chicago, Los Angeles, and that Governor Westmoreland, that Negro y'all supposed to be so proud of, who made sure he blocked the suggestion of the legislation for reparations in Maryland. He blocked it. Negro, y'all love these little boule Greek affiliated Democratic politicians, and all they do is play in your face. Because I'm not a Democrat. I actually use my brain. Then you got that Brandon Johnson, Chicago, spent billions of dollars on illegal immigrants. And black Chicago been demanding change. And he's trying to fight. He's going to try to demand the police fight ICE when they come there and do some. You can't make this shit up. And of course, the mayor of Los Angeles, this bitch is finna start handing reparations or cash payment cards, the way they did in Chicago, to illegal migrants who said that I'm afraid to go to work. Well, goddamn, it's illegal work anyway. And by the way, black people, pay attention. Y'all gonna have to make me stop looking like the smartest man in the room, because I know I'm not. Maybe because I'm not a Democrat, I'm not afraid to think out loud and think logically. So black people, there are a lot of jobs becoming available. Black men, there are a lot of blue-collar jobs becoming available. Los Angeles, if they don't want to go to work, find out where they ain't going to work and go apply for the jobs. And if they don't hire you, y'all can let ICE know, hey, they playing games. And don't hire you for no $15, tell them you want $25. You're in America. You didn't sneak over here. So, to all you black folks around there talking about we need to stand with the Haitians. We need to stand all those groups that y'all talking about. They come over here and treat, not all in those groups, but it's widely known that they come from countries that don't think much about black Americans. And we're the main ones always talking about some goddamn black and brown. Oh, we need to stand with our Haitian brothers and sisters. And shout out to you Pan-Africans out there. Cut it out. I remember back in the day, I said, yeah, Pan-Africanism. We all need to be global with our people. We're always the ones that suggest the thing, but they don't. They don't ever suggest, yeah, we're all together. We need all to come together and fight as one. No. They get over here and go to these, when these Africans come over here, and groups from all other groups, immigrants that y'all trying to ally with, they go straight to these white environments and go to these white schools. They don't, the Haitians and the Africans don't go to HBCUs. They go to University of Oregon, University of Iowa. They can take their ass way away from black folks. And then you notice they start trickling in to black spaces so they can talk about how much, or speak on how much they believe that they're better and black Americans are lazy. Y'all gonna learn to use that third eye one of these days. But anyway, I just say as it relates to Trump's deportation policy, let him cook. Y'all shut the fuck up. Black Americans, let him cook. He's doing his thing. And if you got a problem with him, the illegals being taken out, you pack your bags, you go with them. Let's see how you work over in Mexico. I want to see you sneak your black ass. It's if you can walk up to the border and sneak across there. I think the cartels will pick you up before you make it across their wire fence. I need us to have some sense. So let's get into the practice of having, building a fence around us the way everyone else has done. We're like the group come lately to it's the word is delineation. We're late. Everyone else has been doing it. So anyway, I just want to share my thoughts on those 2 points. As it relates to deportation, let Trump cook. He's doing it. And as it relates to the Essence Festival, hey, when you own it, you can do it your way. But when you sell it, they're doing it their way. So let's stop all that crying and whining about it until we understand. We maybe need to Google ownership and Google delineation. Yeah, Google those words so we can get it in our psyche and understand what it means. But anyway, I'm about to go and get my run on, my jog on. I don't wake up like this. You got to put a lot of work into it. Y'all be cool. Talk to y'all later. Hit that cash out here. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace, y'all.